Your turn, Yugi boy.
What is up, guys? This is AlintheaYoh coming at you today with an updated version of my Herald of Perfection deck. So this is the Herald of Perfections with the Cyber Angels. Now, as you will see, there are only some Cyber Angels in here, specifically one. Just because this is the type of build that I like with this one. There are many other different builds that you can actually run with the Herald of Perfection, with the Cyber Angels, but this is just my one. And over the course of however long, I'm going to be doing more and different ones, just because I feel that there's so many ways you can build this deck. It's actually quite versatile, and there's a lot of different engines and kind of toolboxes you can go into. So without further ado, we'll go straight into it so you can see it. So starting us off, we have the one Herald of Perfection. Just in this build, I am playing the one... okay, don't believe me. Okay, so obviously we are playing 3. I know I've pulled that before, but hopefully I'll pull you again. So obviously running Herald of Perfection because it's Herald of Perfection deck, and yeah, it's just amazing in here because it's so easy to get out. There's a lot of pluses you can make from it. You can make some big plays and also have Herald at the end of it just to kind of protect you, or you can summon Herald at the very start of your combos to be more of a protection, especially if you're going second or so on and so forth. So you can go forward and make your plays and actually just protect anything that's going on. So as long as you have obviously enough fairies in your hand, you can make it happen. So obviously we are playing the 3 Herald of Perfection. One of the brand new cards is 3 Cyber Angel Ben 10. I have been waiting for this card for oh so long. It's such a good card. If you don't know what it does, basically the important effect is when it is tributed, you get to add 1 light fairy monster from your deck to your hand. That means you can add Honest, you can add Herald of Perfection, you can add Christia. That is right, Christia is searchable. And it's just absolutely amazing. The first effect isn't very... isn't viable in this build because I don't actually play the Machine Angel, the Ritual Cyber Angel Machine. That's the one. The actual Ritual card, just because this is the only Cyber Angel that I run, and I'll go over why when you can see it in a little bit. But yeah, this is just the version that I kind of prefer. If you saw my Cyber Angel Jewel Diary that I did not too long ago, you'll see that how it ran and all of that. Next up we have 3 Saphira. Saphira is one of the other main cards. So as you can see, we have a Ben 10 that basically revolves around the Herald of Perfection. So you can kind of say it's kind of like this. This is how this deck works. Just Ben 10 feeding all of these cards. But yeah, as I said, Ben 10 is just here to be tributed for Saphira and for Herald of Perfection. So Saphira brings to this deck a lot of power in the fact that you can really turbo through your cards. Not only that, you can replenish any resources that you have, and also just apply a lot of pressure. So being able to recur Honests, being able to control your graveyard and your opponent's hand as well is really, really good. So Saphira is just absolutely amazing. I really do love it. I also need to do a Heretic version with this card, so stay tuned for that one. That'll be after the Forbidden Unlimited list is dropped. I've been meaning to do it for ages, but yeah. 3 Manju, we are playing Rituals, so we play 3 Manju. I mean, don't really need to say too much about that. It's pretty obvious, and yeah, that's that. I am playing the Seraph engine, the Star Seraphs. The reason why is because they are just so goddamn good in this deck. There are so many reasons why you can run them. A lot of people think that they clog, that they're just not good enough anymore, but the fact that you basically draw 3 off them, the fact that you deck them, and they are very easy to get out. So one of the main combos you can do is obviously the normal stuff, but one nice thing is even if you go through all of your sovereignties, you still have them in the grave. You still have things like the Ritual Sanctuary to be able to start summoning them back to get the effects off. Sometimes it's nice if you don't have any sovereignties in hand, you can normal summon the Scepter. Then when it dies, for later plays, you still have the sovereignty in hand. Bring it back with Ritual Sanctuary, then you kick off sovereignty and then carry on. So there's a lot of really good plays with this. It actually really helps. One of the main things you want to do if you can, get Herald out and then get these going. So, and also, let's not forget, you can search these with Ben 10 as well. So if you have a Scepter in hand and you can do a Ben 10 play, you can search the sovereignty, and if you haven't normal summoned, you can start going off then. And you can even pop your own cards, things like the own Ritual spells. For example, you'll mainly want to be popping like Hymn of Light, for example, or maybe even the Field spell if you've used it. So there's a lot of different plays that you can do with this deck, and just in general, these cards really unlock it for me. I really do like them, and I've always kind of been a advocate for them, to be honest. So yeah. Next up we have 2 Honest. So Honest is just great in this deck simply because 1, I can search it, and 2, I can recur it. So as I said, I can search it with Ben 10, but also I can recur it with Saphira. But one really nice thing, what I do quite often, is I'll have used an Honest, it'll be engraved. I'll have 4 spells in my graveyard, so I'll Ritual Sanctuary, special summon this back, and then bounce it back to my hand. And then attack with like a Saphira, and then we get it back. So there's a lot of disgusting plays that you can do with it, but that's, you know, just a small handful. So 2 Honest is really nice. I think in my ritual or my Jewel Diaries, I didn't actually have any Honest in here, so that's one of the changes. And then finally the 1 Christie. The reason why I only play 1 Christie is simply because I can search it. It's so easy to get to with Ben 10. And you can just set up nicely. You can also recur it back with different things, but also you can just special summon it with Ritual Sanctuary. Even if you do have 8 spells, and that is not a tough ask because all of these are spells, so we'll go into that in a little sec. But yeah, Christia is absolutely amazing. Saying that, it's obviously going to go back to the top of your deck if it has been destroyed or anything like that, if it gets removed, whatever, blah blah blah. You know what I mean. Next up, we have the beautiful Ritual Sanctuary. This card is so good. This card is absolutely amazing. So if you don't know what it does, you can discard a spell card from your hand to search out, and I quote, 1 light ritual monster or 1 ritual spell card. So you can search any ritual spell card in the game and any light ritual in the game. So that's amazing. And then the second effect is you target basically a light fairy in your graveyard, and you shuffle spell cards back into the deck equal to the level of that monster, and then you special summon that monster. So for example, as I was saying earlier, if you have a Scepter, Star Seraph Scepter in your graveyard, you basically shuffle 4 spell cards back into the deck and then special summon it, and then obviously you get its effect because when it's normal special summoned, you get to search. So that's what I mean by there's loads of different combos you can do, but this card is just absolutely amazing. I just completely love it, to be honest. And it's also coupled with, just to make sure, yeah, also coupled with 2 terraforming, simply because it makes sense. You want to get to it as soon as possible. You could put a 3rd terraforming in here, but I felt they just got a little too cloggy. But the important thing is you can discard your terraformings, you can discard your sanctuary, additional sanctuaries, that is, with its own effect. So Ritual Sanctuary is amazing, and expect more ritual decks from me with that card because it just blows stuff out of the world. Next up we have 3 preparation or pre-preparation rights, I should say. So I can't search Ben 10 with this card, and you can't search any Cyber Angels with this card because the original Cyber Angel ritual spell card doesn't have the individual names on it. It says you can ritual summon 1 Cyber Angel. So that's a bummer. However, I have 2 other targets I can search, which is obviously Herald of Perfection and the Saphira. So really good plays with that, and yeah, just in general, it's a must. If you open with this, you're already ahead. So I really do love it for that. And also for the same reasons, I do run a preparation rights, just because, again, that is amazing. This can search Ben 10, which is good. So yeah. Next up, we have the 3 Dawn of the Herald. You might say, wow, this is a lot. When you consider how many Ritual Sanctuaries I do run, all these spell cards don't actually look like they clog all too much, and they actually don't. So the nice thing is, obviously you'll be using this mainly with a Ben 10, so there's an important combo with this. You will activate you'll activate Dawn of the Herald to special summon the Herald of Perfection. You'll use a Ben 10. Then Ben 10's effect will activate because it's been tributed. Then you can chain this to banish it. So Ben 10 will be chain link 1, this will be chain link 2. So you banish this, add Ben 10 back to your hand, and then you get to search another card, whatever you want, really. So there's a lot of good plays with this, and it helps you extend and get Saphira out on the board a lot quicker. So you'll normally be searching like the Saphira spell card, or like a Manju to search out the actual Saphira, anything like that. So yeah, Dawn of the Herald is really good in this deck. Same thing with the Hymn of Light. The built-in added protection is really, really nice. And just in general, it's just a great card. Obviously, you don't get to add a card back like you do with Dawn of the Herald, but you do get to protect your monsters. So, really solid card. And as I said, it doesn't matter that you have like 3 and 3, because you can abuse it with Ritual Sanctuary and such. So yeah, next up we have 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. The reason why I run Mystical Space Typhoon instead of Twin Twister or anything like that is simply because I don't really want to discard in this deck. I did have Twin Twister in my original build, and I just kind of didn't like it because I want to keep spell or fairy cards in my hand so that I can, you know, negate stuff with Herald of Perfection. It just makes sense. So you go with the Mystical Space Typhoon, it kind of makes sense. You could run the, not Galaxy Cyclone, the Cosmic Cyclone if you really want. Just down to yourself, you very well could. I might look into running that myself, but for now, it's just Mystical Space Typhoon is the one. Next up, we have some draw power. We have a Upstart Goblin and a 1 day apiece. Now, something I want to point out about these is that because I can shuffle spell cards back into my deck with Ritual Sanctuary, these are really recursible. It just means that I can constantly keep getting those draws. If only Upstart Goblin was at 3, and oh dear god, that'd be amazing because I'd just be constantly drawing, which would really help the deck. However, we don't. So, that's just kind of that. I did look into other draw cards like Sanctuary in the Sky and such. Or no, is it Cards of the Sky? Something like that. The banished draw 2 and then you can't do anything basically for the rest of the turn. But as I just kind of pointed out, it's not that great. So, yeah, I've just left it at these two for now. And then finally, a Raigeki, just to clear the way to pay for the rituals and the plays that I make. Also, again, I can recur it back in, so I can use multiple Raigekis per duel. So, first off, I just want to say something very quickly about the extra deck. I would be running an Evil Swarm Ouroboros, however, I have seemed to lost it. It's actually vanished, and I don't know where it is, so that's just to point out. So yeah, so going on to the extra deck, we have number 24, Dragless, the Vampire, or Vampike Dragon. So I'm running this just because obviously I can make rank 6s if I so wish, and this is a pretty good one at that, having a Book of Moon effect and a 2/8 defense and coming back. It's a pretty decent defensive card. Then we have number 39, Utopia Beyond, so I've nearly said Utopic then. Again, really good card, just being able to zero your opponent's attack and just be able to go for some OTKs. It's really nice. Works really well with Honest as well. Well, it kind of doesn't, actually. That was a really stupid thing to say. Anyway, M7, again, my DT has vanished. I did a lot of cleaning up, and I think I've cleaned a little bit too much, but M7's still good. And then the one Gaia Charger, just because, you know, I do run some rank 6s, so it's nice to put it on top of it if I want to get any piercing damage or anything like that. And just in general, he's pretty decent. The one Deltaros, and this is the point where Evil Swan Ouroboros would be here as well, but he's not. Yeah, so Deltaros for the Seraph, combos. So then we have the one Daigusto Emerald. Makes sense. I want to shuffle stuff back into the deck. If I want to reuse my Seraphs or anything like that, it's a really good card. The one Utopia, legitimately just to stop my opponent, or if I want to protect anything like that, it's pretty decent. We don't have Lightning yet legal in Europe, but it's very, very soon it will be, so there will be a Lightning on top of this in the next few months, so that is why that is there. The one Rebellion Dragon, if I just want to go for high attacking power. The 101, pretty standard. Excuse me. The one Tsukiyomi, Bujinji Tsukiyomi, if I just want to get extra cards in my hand. The one Giant Hands, because Herald of Perfection in this is fun, just extra negates. The one Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dweller is still so good and will always be good in my opinion. The one Gagaga Cowboy, just in case I do want to kind of push a little bit for game or if there is a problem monster in my way. The one Castell, again, gets rid of very annoying cards. And then finally, the one Illuminescent Knight, Anti-Illuminescent Knight, because, you know, being able to switch targets from, for example, my Herald of Perfection is really important, just to be able to protect her. So, that is it, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of the deck. As I said, it's really fun. There are a lot of different ways you can build this, and you will be seeing them on my channel very soon. In regards to different deck profiles, I know a lot of people are asking for updated tunes and you know, heretics and all this stuff. I will be updating them, and also Prediction Princesses and anything to do with Ritual Sanctuary. I will be doing them, but I am waiting on the Forbidden Unlimited list because there's no point putting in a lot of effort, time, and just in general filming into a deck that is going to be irrelevant in the next, say, 2 weeks. So I expect the list to be out next week or the week after, very, very soon, I'd say. So we just gotta wait and see. It seems like it's gonna be around this time. I don't know for sure. I've not heard that from anyone at all. This is just me guessing from what I can kind of guess at what Konami are trying to do. So that is it, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of the deck. It's super, super fun. There are a lot of variants, so make sure to go out there and give it a go. I will be doing a full Cyber Angel pure deck at some point very soon as well, again after the list, so yeah, so stay tuned for all them. So as I said, let me know down in the comment section below, make sure to give me a like, comment, subscribe. I shall catch you guys later.